Oh, get ready, everybody, here we go! Welcome to the fun, it's the Big Mouse Show! Step right up, let me tell you what's the scoop. Jamie, Carter, Sam, welcome to our crew. Magic in the air, gonna raise the sound. Mensa active games where the smiles abound. Disney dreams alive, oh, we're on a quest. With our family vibes, we're truly blessed. From the rankings to the laughs, it's the ultimate ride. In the Big Mouse House, let's enjoy the vibe. In the Big Mouse House, we're living the dream.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Big Mouse House, where the cocoa's hot, the music is looping, and the Christmas magic lives year-round. Christmas may be over, but the Christmas fun we had will never end. I'm the Big Mouse. I'm joined today by Mrs. Mouse, and we have Johnathan back with us today. And we're going to talk about something we did a little bit different. We ran out of time on our last episode. This episode, no parks, no rides, no Genie Plus, because we spent one full day traveling across the Walt Disney World resorts, visiting every single resort we could, soaking in the Christmas decoration, the trees, the gingerbread, the music, the food, the vibes. And then we ranked them the best way we know how, guys. We ranked them with keys to the Big Mouse House. Johnathan, I know this was totally out of the ordinary for you. What did you think when we first said we were going to go resort hopping?
Well, for me, it was just a trip to Disney, and I've only been one other time other than this time. And it was definitely, I was excited for it, but it's also something that I didn't really know what to expect from, because the last time I only went for the parks, but this time I was expecting a good time, but also not knowing what was really going to happen.
Right. Chris, we think this episode's pretty unique because it can be for the locals, it could be for the pass holders, holiday visitors, people that, again, don't even have a Disney ticket to an actual park. This is something that they can partake in. What did you think about your first time without actually going to a park at Disney World?
It was actually a little freeing. While we had kind of a timeline to stay on because we wanted to get everything done, I also never felt rushed. Mm-hmm. And so I think going into it, knowing that's what we were going to do, made it, I don't want to say easier to accept that we weren't going to a park, because I didn't miss the park that day. Like, right. I felt like what we were doing was just as much Disney as if we'd gone to Magic Kingdom.
Sure. I want to explain our keys rating system. I think Johnathan actually came up with this for the keys to the Big Mouse House. We gave it a rating of 1 to 5. So if we really, really thought it was great, total immersion and just the Christmas vibes just made us feel all good inside, we gave it 5 keys to the Big Mouse House. If we felt like it was lacking, had some challenges, we went all the way down to 1 key to the kingdom, and only 1 key to the Big Mouse House. And so that's kind of how we're going to rate these. Chris, let's start off. How many resorts total were we going after?
So there's 25 total on Disney's property, considered Disney hotels.
Right.
And the goal starting out for the day was to hit all 25.
That's right.
And we had a pretty good plan in place. That was the goal.
I think I hit this in an earlier episode, but I'd come across kind of a little guide, I guess you can say, with here's where you start. Here's how you take this mode of transportation to get to this one. And it involved walking, and it involved the Skyliner, boats, the bus system, the monorails, anything that you can imagine to travel through Disney World. Through all the resorts, it was there. So like Chris said, we had 25 that we were going after, and we'll get to how well we did with that, because if you listen to the last episode, we talked a little about weather, and that wound up costing us a little bit, but we'll get into that in just a moment. So Johnathan, what surprised you immediately when you were going through all these different resorts?
What surprised me was all the different Christmas decoration for each one. Like, it wasn't the same for each one. Like, the Polynesian had more Hawaiian themed than like the Grand Floridian, which was more fancier, and sure. It was different for each atmosphere. It wasn't just the same, just like a normal tree or normal garlands or anything. It was different for each hotel.
Very specific, yeah. So Chris, we watch a lot of videos, especially with Christmas time. This is something, this is not our first time we've gone at Christmas time, but how do you feel the actual reality of what we saw matched up to maybe your expectations?
Not to be harsh on Disney, but I will have to say a lot of the hotels we went to were a little underwhelming. I think I based that off of, though, the hotels that we have been to before at Christmas time, we knew that they had something spectacular there, like, say, the Grand Floridian.
Right.
Like when last year, the year before, we went to the Grand Floridian at Christmas, the Christmas tree. And then that year, the gingerbread house, like all these things. So that I think is where my expectation was. In addition to just seeing how they decorate the parks, everything they do in the park, especially Magic Kingdom, is over and above. And so I think I just went in with this misconception that every single hotel was just going to be like below the socks off of me. And that just wasn't the case.
Right.
So,
and there were some that did, but
100%.
I'm with you on that. And so some of the talking points we kind of hit with our rankings. First impressions was a big deal. You know, when you walk in, you see it for the first time. How did it make you feel? We always look for the Christmas tree and the specific decorations associated with that particular resort. Music, smells, vibes, that kind of thing. Photo opportunities. Some we made sure to take photos at. Some we just kind of blazed through because there wasn't much to take a picture of. And lastly, did it feel special, or was it just kind of a standard thing like Chris is talking about? So let's talk about it, Chris. Where we started with breakfast that morning. We went to Trattoria Al Forno on the boardwalk, one of our favorite breakfast places. I wanted Johnathan to experience the coffee there. We did that, and Chrissie got her Mickey waffles.
Yes,
I got my go-to. Johnathan, what did you eat that day? I forgot.
I had whatever you had. We had the same thing. I don't remember what it was.
Forno eggs,
that was
really,
it.
really good. And so we departed the boardwalk, counted that one basically because that's where we started. And inside the boardwalk, Chris, what we find?
they had a huge Christmas tree. And they also had
Our first gingerbread house. It was
Right,
the
it
boardwalk
was-
deli. Kind of smaller scale, still very impressive, but not maybe what you're thinking about some of these other larger ones. But it did have the gingerbread house in it. It was kind of set up like the boardwalk, like a deli. Had the little moving parts of Mickey and Minnie cooking things and that kind of thing. So we'll post some pictures of that.
Yeah, very cool.
Overall, decorations wise, I love the boardwalk. It's one of my favorite places. That's somewhere we have not stayed that I hope we can stay one day. So coming out of the gate on this one, being the first one, someone has to kind of like set the standard. I gave this 3 out of 5 because it wasn't completely overwhelming as far as the Christmas vibe, but I love the boardwalk so much. I think that probably overtook. And then again, if you're comparing the gingerbread houses, this was probably on the lower end of the gingerbread houses. So I gave this one a 3 out of 5. What'd you guys think?
Yeah. I probably would have given it a little bit more. The Christmas tree was beautiful. The lobby was decorated beautifully. You definitely knew it was Christmas when you walked in. And I'm appreciative of the ginger house, even though it's not the biggest one we saw. At least they had one.
Very, very, yeah. Johnathan, what'd you think?
Yeah, I'm going to agree with y'all, but especially for me, since it was my first time kind of going and seeing all the Christmas things, first time seeing like a gingerbread house in general, it was very neat to see that. And so, wasn't my favorite, but it was definitely a great start to see all those gingerbread houses with.
Yeah.
So moving on, we followed our little guide. And we walked to the Swan, which I have never been here before. I've seen it several times. But we walked to the Swan and went into the lobby of that. And that is where they had the huge... At first, I walked in, I was like, okay, this is unimpressive. But then we found out the entire thing was made of chocolate.
Yeah. So it was a Santa Claus with some Christmas trees and some presents, with some snow and that kind of thing. And I think Johnathan kind of pointed it out, but there was a sweet aroma in the room. And I remember thinking, man, it smells good in here. And then Johnathan got to read and realized the whole thing was made out of chocolate.
Yeah. And it had that chocolate train engine, remember?
That's right.
Yeah, I think I ranked that one, and I think I gave it a 3 keys out of 5. It was very neat, especially since it was all made out of chocolate.
Who has that much chocolate?
Yeah.
How do you even make that
I
chocolate?
wonder
do
how
that?
they just keep it from melting. Not that it was like super hot outside. I mean, it's December, but it's still Florida.
Yeah, and it
Right.
was still...
There
and it
has to be
was-
some aspect of some controlled climate in there to keep
And I
that
don't
stuff from
remember it
melting.
being overly chilly in the lobby, but
Yeah.
who am I? Okay. So from there, we walked right across to the Dolphin, which I think is a sister hotel to the Swan.
Yep.
Emily and Sam have stayed here before.
That's right.
They stayed here, I think, this past summer. And the hotel itself was very neat. It was neat to just see it up close and personal. Like I said, we've seen it from afar before. But we walk into the lobby, and while the lobby was quite impressive, it was a nice area. The Christmas tree, while it was very tall, in my opinion, a little bit unimpressive. It was very red. And I mean, I like red, obviously Christmas red, but I mean, it was very red. And I think I ranked this one, I gave it a 2 out of 3.
And outside of the tree, I don't remember anything else that was real distinctive about that one. So,
Just some poinsettias.
yep, we had a lot of places to go. So we departed there. On to the boat. Where are we headed next, Chris?
Next, we go to the yacht club.
So we walked into the yacht club and featured an amazing tree, which I really liked. But I am a complete sucker for a train layout, and they had one, and it wasn't overly huge, it wasn't overly detailed, but as soon as I saw that, it brought me straight back to my childhood of having those train layouts. Jonathan, I know this is a big one for you and your dad too, but there it was, with a lot of little details of interactive that you can check out. Mickey's kind of hidden through there, different scenes, different characters. They had a snow mountain with the frozen stuff in there, and the train moving through. I just loved it. And so I gave this one a 5 out of 5 for sure.
I'm going to have to correct you. The reason I didn't give this a whole lot of keys is because the train wasn't moving. Remember, it was just sitting there, and that made me sad.
Made me fool out of me.
I'm so sorry, but I have to make sure that you are telling all truths and no lies.
It's been a while.
It has been a few minutes since we've been there. We've been through a lot of life since we've been at Disney World.
But overall, 5 out of 5. I think this was the first 5 I gave. I just loved it. This was one I know, Jonathan, you actually FaceTimed your dad right before he was going to church just to share it with him.
Yeah, I did, and it was especially for me with my dad and my great grandpa, who they have a train every year, especially around Christmas, for people to come and see. In a little window for everybody to come by, and it's just a neat experience, especially seeing that one. Even though it wasn't moving, still the little neat aspects of, like, there was like a Donald toy shop there.
And, that's right, I forgot about that.
And then like especially with the Frozen there too, all of it pointing towards Disney, but still being a train. It was really neat, and the tree itself was beautiful. But train alone was a 5.
Yep.
I'm gonna be the Debbie Downer. I was gonna give it like a 2 or 3. I will say the train was very impressive. It was pretty. But I didn't like the tree.
Yeah.
Wasn't my color scheme.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
So real close to the yacht club is the beach club. I think we walked there as well, kind of meandered through the hallways there and made our way over to the beach club, where we came across our first wow moment. And the gingerbread house, which was actually a carousel. Oh my goodness. How awesome was this one?
So I think I did this one, and I think I gave it a 2 maybe.
You gave it a 2?
I don't remember.
The carousel?
No, we would have
No,
kicked
I
you
gave
out.
the tree.
Oh, the tree. Okay.
I don't remember if I graded it altogether. I think I gave it a 4 altogether, because the gingerbread carousel was just amazing. It was rotating, and you see all the different horses with like different designs. There was like one pink one, a gold one, and then another crazy thing was there was like a cast member there, and he pointed out to us that there was 25 hidden Mickeys printed all over the carousel.
And gold dust.
So we just sit there a little bit just to try and kind of find several of them. And they were all like, there was one on like a horse, there was one on like the bottom, or like on the top. It was just really neat trying to find all the different hidden Mickeys there.
And the funny part was he's explaining this, and which he was adorable. And he was dressed up in the kind of the skipper gear, I guess you could say, and was so informative, giving facts. They had like a list there that almost looked like a naughty or nice list with all the people that had contributed toward this this design and the completion of this gingerbread aspect. And he was so sweet. And I was kind of joking with him when he made the comment about 25 hidden Mickeys. And I said, well, do you know where they all are? He goes, of course I do. I said, do you really know? Or did they just tell you? And within about 10 seconds, he rattled off where every single one of them were. And I was just like, wow. You could just tell, again, it's the magic of Disney, that pixie dust. That man adored the fact that he got to tell everybody about that carousel. I just thought it was really, really sweet.
Absolutely. And pop quiz, can anybody tell us why there was 25 hidden Mickeys?
Because it's the 25th anniversary of the gingerbread house.
Yeah, it was really cool. So on the top of the gingerbread carousel was the numbers 25, because it was the 25th year of the gingerbread carousel.
Yeah. Very neat.
So neat. So from there, we got on a bus and went to Magic Kingdom to catch the monorail.
That's right.
Did the monorail loop. So we started with the Contemporary,
which is going to be considered kind of the big boys on the monorail loop. And this was the first time Johnathan got to ride the monorail, so that was like a little bonus for him. But we started at the Contemporary, went up the escalator to that second floor area where we found our second gingerbread, which was basically Cinderella's castle, which was really, really large. It was on a complete wall. Lots of people taking pictures of this. They had the little shop set up outside, serving hot drinks and special treats. This is where we partook in a couple of our favorite hot holiday treats. We had like an eclair deal. We had, what else, Chris? What else did we eat there? Was it a cannoli there?
We had that peppermint eclair thing.
Anyway, so we bought a few treats there, a couple drinks.
Got the gingerbread house, gingerbread Cinderella's castle pin.
And Jonathan and I both bought and purchased the 25th anniversary of the gingerbread house pin, which has all the little logos of the different resorts in Disney World and Disneyland that feature the gingerbread. So that we thought that'd be a nice little collectible. So we both purchased that one. It's hanging on our pin boards right now.
Mm-hmm. So pop quiz. Jonathan, what did you think about the contemporary tree?
The contemporary tree was not my favorite. I'm not going to lie. I think the contemporary was carried by the gingerbread castle, and the tree wasn't much there.
Yeah, I think in a Christmas tree decorating contest, I would have won at my house. Yeah. It was very underwhelming. I was very disappointed because with the contemporary and just what a big deal that hotel is and things, like it was, I can't even explain it. We'll have to post a picture of it. It was just disappointing.
I think it's just one of those things where like people come through there and they're going up to see the monorail or they're going up to see the gingerbread house. And even if the tree was great there, I don't think people would stop very much because they're going through there to get to the main floor with all the activities that were going on. But it was very underwhelming. But we did take a picture in that. What did we wind up giving the ranking on that one?
Nothing. No,
I think it was a 2, maybe.
Yeah, the Cinderella's castle was very impressive. I'm so sad about the whole tree situation. Like, and again, that may have just been misinformation on my part that everybody was up and over the top with the trees, but they are not.
Yeah. So we left there and hopped back onto the monorail.
Right.
And we dropped off at the
Grand Floridian.
The Grand Floridian is typically the apex of the gingerbread houses, which is typically a complete working business inside in the main lobby area. This year they did not have it because they did some refurbs on it, but the tree was there and the tree was magnificent. What was the theme of it again, Jonathan?
It was the 12 Days of Christmas.
Yeah, and so they had the different aspects of the Christmas Carol, 12 Days of Christmas, throughout the tree decorations, and we again just it's enough for me to just go in there and sit and chill and just kind of experience that because I think that was another first for Jonathan, just going into these main deluxe resorts and just being able to experience that. We went in the back to one of our, was it Gasparella's? I think is the name of it. We love eating there. They have some really, really great treats back there. Some kind of blueberry thing that we ate back there. That was lemon blueberry. It was really, really fantastic. I think we had a sandwich back there too. But anyway.
I would tell you, so I ranked, did you rank Grand Floridian?
I did.
Okay. I think we gave it a 5.
We did give it a 5.
Just everything, I don't know, the lobby, I would never want to stay there, just being completely honest. But I love going and visiting the lobby area, especially at Christmas time, with that humongous tree.
Right.
And then a little added bonus for me was Jonathan and I were kind of walking around. We were just about to go meet you at the little restaurant. And I got to stop and watch them put one of their huge floral arrangements together.
Oh, that's right.
Which is like fascinating to me. I could have stayed there the rest of the day. Mm-hmm. I didn't because I knew we had a task. But it was very neat to be able to watch that.
Almost makes me appreciate it even more to know that there are people in there that are doing that. It's not like just some kind of like machinery or something like that.
Yeah.
Or just throwing together. Just
that may be my retirement plan.
The artwork of those ladies putting their heart and soul into that arrangement, which was incredible.
Yeah,
really, really cool.
The backside of water.
So hop back on the monorail, wound up at the Polynesian. Jonathan got to partake before we get to the decorations in his very first
Dole Whip.
And what was the flavor? I'm trying to remember.
It was like a green.
Yeah.
It was like a holiday one. So it was
lime.
It was lime. It was lime.
And so he got to partake in his first Dole Whip, which we talk about a lot on this podcast. And I think you enjoyed that. Yes,
I did enjoy it. It was really good.
Yep. And then we walked around. Chris and I walked around the back of it while he was enjoying his Dole Whip. We sat in the lobby for a little while and just kind of people watched and just took a second to relax and chill. We love the Polynesian. That's one of my favorite lobby scents that there is, and had a really good time at that one. So decoration wise, we did rank that one. What did we give that?
I think we gave it a 4.
Yeah.
It was pretty impressive.
Yeah. Again, I think just the experience of just seeing those resorts at Christmas time is worth the trip. Anything that they offer outside of that is just a bonus. But so that completed the monorail trip, and I think we went back to Magic Kingdom. Correct?
Right. We monorailed back to Magic Kingdom, where we hopped on a boat to go to Wilderness Lodge.
Yeah. And that's when the rain started. On that particular boat ride, At first, it was awesome. It was kind of overcast. The wind was blowing. I'd never ridden the boat from Magic Kingdom to anywhere else. The friendship boats, it was a little bit different than the friendship boats that we experienced at Epcot.
It's a little more intimate because
Yeah.
it's
More
just a very
vintage.
small boat.
Yeah, more vintage. But we were actually on the boat and we were covered. But that's when the rain started.
Dum dum dum.
And so we were just about to the dock. And when I tell you it was coming down, it was coming down. And we were actually delayed out in the water because about 3 boats were trying to dock at the same time. And that's kind of where it started going downhill for us
Yeah.
on the trip. But we did eventually get onto the dock at Wilderness Lodge.
And side note, I'm sorry, Deanna Donnell, I left your son. It was every man for himself when we got there because it is not covered between the dock and where you get into Wilderness Lodge. So I just looked at these two fools and I was like, see you
ya.
on the other side. And I hauled tail because I hate being wet.
Yep.
Y'all
we-
aren't too far behind me.
No, we were together.
Nobody stole you.
We wound up in Wilderness Lodge, and this was one of the top 3 for me, hands down. Again, just the lodge itself is magnificent. To have the Christmas decorations on top of it were amazing.
So in addition to the Christmas tree, which is just like breathtaking when you walk in that place, they also had a small gingerbread house that was super cute. It was kind of like a little lodge. I guess maybe it's like a miniature Fort Wilderness Lodge.
It could be. I don't know.
It has some flags at the top of it. And I see the American flag. I'm not sure what the other flags are, but it was really cute. Very small, but it was
Another
cute.
one where they were serving treats and coffees and hot chocolate and that kind of thing, and had a little pin section as well. But we had already purchased ours. But who ranked this one? I think I did.
You did.
you
You
did.
gave it a
I
5.
think I gave it a
think.
5. Yeah,
Yeah.
just because, again, Wilderness Lodge itself, the lobby area is just magnificent. I love the creek that runs through it. The little,
That's a bucket list stay for me.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's a big one.
All the I love all the big fire pits where people can sit around them and like inside.
chairs,
Like
yeah.
what is that? So we leave Wilderness Lodge, climb on the boat again, not raining too bad at this point, and we go to Fort Wilderness, the campsite.
Right.
And what did we do there, Big Mouse?
We got to witness something that was another bucket list for me. That was a Circle D Ranch, which is where they house all of the horses that are used throughout the different aspects of Disney World, where the Headless Horseman rides, the one that pulls the Cinderella's carriage. So many uses of horses throughout all of the parks, and this is where they're all housed, and it's very, very ornate. I wish I could be a horse that lived there. They're so well taken care
Of all
of.
the things I wish I could be.
They had pony rides. They had some artifacts. They had a little history aspect about Walt and why he loved horses so much, and just how impactful that was for his family and how he used them in the park so much. And so I enjoyed the heck out of it. These horses are massive. I mean, they are massive. There's a Percheron, there's Clydesdales. It seemed like there was another one too, but I can't remember the type. But just really, really cool. And just being able to look at that and experience that, just again, something didn't cost anything, but it was worth the trip. Jonathan, what did you think about it?
Yeah, it was very neat. I'm not that big into horses, but still, even that experience alone was very neat. And you don't even have to pay to get there. And it's just a neat thing to go and see all these horses that have significance to the Disney parks.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm the same. Like, I don't like a horse, honestly, because they're so big. But that was very fascinating. Like, I think that'd be something that I would go back and do again. Just, it was so fascinating. And those horses were so large. Like, you can't even wrap your brain around it until you're standing right in front of them face to face with one of them.
As far as decorations, this tree was outside because it is a campground. I think Johnathan and Chrissie walked over. I think I stayed on the porch because it was kind of raining a little bit.
Yeah. Jonathan and I walked over, and it had kind of started raining at this point. Luckily, we got some additional rain gear while we were at the Wilderness Lodge, and I had an umbrella. So I went out and ranked this one, and I gave this one a 3 out of 5. The tree was very cute. It was outside, like you said, very well themed to go with the theme of the, wilderness campgrounds and things of that nature. So very cool.
Another little funny part, and so we were riding the bus to get out of there, and the rain's starting to pick up. We get on the bus. It's me, Chrissie, Johnathan, and maybe like one other person. And I look up on the dashboard, and there is a tiny Lightning McQueen umbrella, like for a
Kid,
toddler.
yeah.
A toddler.
And I'm looking at it, and obviously I'm watching. I'm putting 2 and 2 together. At some point, some kid rode that bus and left his umbrella,
Bless it.
and they found it and turned it in. If you know the Big Mouse is I'm gonna talk up everybody out.
No shame in
yeah.
his game.
And so I'm looking at him, buddying up to him, and I'm fixing to get off the bus, and I said, "Hey, man," I said, "What you gonna do with that umbrella?" And he knew exactly where I was going with it, and he just kind of shrugged his shoulders, and I said, "You mind if I take it?" He said, "I didn't say anything," and so I took that umbrella, and it was the saving grace I needed to.
It was a little God wink for us that day,
It
or for the
was.
big
Was,
mouse.
yeah.
It was.
All it covered was my head, but
And
that was
the
all I
best
needed.
part was watching him walk around with this umbrella that
Big
was meant
mouse.
for a toddler.
And it is sitting in my garage now.
It is.
I'm
I
going to
found
frame
it.
it
and
and put it in here
yeah,
somewhere.
I mean, we can't get rid of it for
we'll
sure.
we'll post a picture of that too.
It's all about the memories.
That was another reason Johnathan laughed at me all trip too.
Yeah, it was.
One of the others.
All right, where are we next?
Okay. So we leave Fort Wilderness campgrounds and we bus to Magic Kingdom. Now, I would just like to say that the big mouse started questioning our motives at this point. Wouldn't you say, Johnathan?
Yeah, I would.
Questioning whether we were going to be able to get done, right?
Yes.
And it wasn't we were tired. It wasn't that we didn't think we could get it done. But at some point, when the rain's coming down like it is, I just didn't want a repeat of what we had in Epcot to where our feet are soaking wet. It's getting dark. It's getting cold.
There was no bike.
Yeah, there was
Nobody
no bike,
was
so
on
you
the
couldn't
bike.
flip.
I just wasn't sure
I think he was just traumatized.
it
from
was
the
going to
day
be worth
before.
it. And
But we carried on, went to Magic Kingdom, bussed to Old Key West.
right.
Now, Jamie and I have stayed here before. Very, very pretty resort. I don't know if I would stay there unless I was guaranteed a room up front because it's so large and expensive. Johnathan and I walk into the lobby. Jamie had gotten a phone call, so he kind of walked off from us a little bit. And I told Jamie, I said, Johnathan, I'll run in and do this one real quick. And when I tell you, I walked in and felt like the Grinch because of the way they had the lobby decorated, I was just disgusted.
So it was lacking.
Yes,
Oh, my word.
it was.
We had to, A, look for the Christmas tree, and B, when we found it,
It wasn't much.
Who ranked this one?
She
me,
did.
Oh my gosh.
I need to post this video. I was just
You took him to
disappointed.
task, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
You did.
I don't remember what I said, but we'll post the video. I gave this tree a 0 keys. This tree is not ever welcome in the Big Mouse house. They could have done better. Do better, Old Key West.
I hereby banish you forever.
Leave Old Key West.
Time for the
and
boats.
We're going to get back on the boat. And, we're playing with fire here because it is raining, sprinkling. It doesn't, the skies just do not look, this is not one that's just going to blow over. We know it's coming. But we get on the boat at Old Key West and we boat to Disney Springs because this is the little circle of hotels that we were going to have to boat to Disney Springs, boat to the hotel, boat back to Disney Springs, boat to another hotel. And so that's what we were starting here. So we boat to Disney Springs and we take the boat from Disney Springs over to Saratoga Springs.
Which is somewhere we've also not been before.
Never stepped foot on the property before. And so we go in, we find the lobby because the boat dropped us off, I guess, in the back of the hotel.
Yeah.
So we walk through a lot of different things. We find the lobby. It wasn't just knock your socks off out of the park, but it was very well themed with the horse.
Right. Saratoga Springs is kind of a theme on horse racing. And so the horses were displayed almost like a little octagon shape, I guess you could say,
Yeah.
in the lobby with different paintings of different famous horses through Disney movies and that kind of thing. Had a couple trees. I think we ranked this one pretty well, didn't
Yeah,
we?
it had the rose thing that they put over the horses after they win the race. Like that was on all of the trees. So while the trees were, standard trees and such, I thought the theming was done wonderfully.
Yeah.
Not overdone either.
So we're going back to, as Chris said, we've got to utilize Disney Springs in this boat system. So we walk all the way back out to where the boat dropped us off. We get there and a boat pulls up. We're getting excited. And he says, guys, I need to tell y'all, I'm here to shut down the port. The boats are no longer in service, which also means that the Skyliner is no longer in service. So not only did we lose the boat system, we lost the Skyliner, which we hadn't ridden yet to that point. So
And
there
when we
goes
lost
two
it,
more.
everybody else did as well.
There went two more modes of transportation to allow us to be flexible enough to get this crawl done. And so we go all the way back up the mountain, the hill, to Saratoga Springs. And when I tell you, this is when the rain was at its greatest.
Right. And
We
we
walked-
decided to stop
We
and
ate a
eat.
little bit.
Yeah.
We ate dinner there.
That's where the cannoli was.
That's right.
Yeah.
5 keys for the cannoli.
But at this point, the rain is pouring down. And we go out to their bus drop area, which is a little bit further out, it's really, we're soaking wet at this point.
And Jonathan, let's talk about this, because you and I we were digging our heels in. We were going to finish.
Right.
Come heck or high water. And there was a lot of high water.
There was.
We were going to get this finished because we are not what, Jonathan?
Quitters.
We're not quitters. But the big mouse, he
Yeah.
was trying to be a quitter on us.
I wasn't quitting. I was just, at this point, we had done the majority of the bigger, more fancier hotels.
100%.
And so at this point, the ones we hadn't done were things like Pop Century, Art of Animation. We had not done Riviera. We had not done Caribbean,
the
Coronados, and a lot of the value, all the All-Stars. We hadn't done those.
So Jamie decides, okay, well, by golly. Jonathan and I are still like, we're doing this. Like,
Yep.
we don't care. We're doing this. Jamie says, let's go. We had our little schedule, but he says, let's go to Animal Kingdom Lodge next because
Because that was the last of the big boys.
and that's the one that was like a non-negotiable for you.
Right.
So we decided to go take a bus to Disney Springs. From Disney Springs, catch a bus to the Animal Kingdom Lodge.
And this is where it all went
This is
down.
where it all
Yes.
went to pot. Jonathan, what happened? Remind us, because I think I blacked out.
Okay, so we bus from Saratoga Springs to Disney Springs. We were thinking, we should go hit the Caribbeans. Big Mouse said, no, let's go to Animal Kingdom Lodge. Well, the Big Mouse messed up there.
I did.
So we went to go get in the Animal Kingdom Lodge bus line. And so we get there, we're waiting and waiting. We see all the other buses come and pick up everybody else
Two or three
Multiple
times.
times.
multiple times, and we're still stuck there, pouring down rain. There's a couple people in front of us shivering in front of us. We can see them.
There's a 12-year-old kid. When I
Yeah.
tell you he had his dick.
He was done.
He was limited.
He had reached his limit and surpassed it. Yep.
So our bus finally got there after who knows how long.
I
it
think
was
we
a
waited
while.
an hour at least.
Close to, yeah.
Yeah.
And so that was that.
Yeah, Jonathan and I were looking at each other at that point like, okay, we may be sunk here. Like,
Yeah.
nope. But it makes sense because the boat shut down, obviously, for us, which means it shut down for everybody else, as did the Skyliner. And so you think about all the people that are at Disney World and Disney Springs and at the
getting late in the
hotels.
day.
It's getting late in the day, and everybody's trying, and it's pouring down rain. Everybody's trying to go somewhere, and you've just knocked out two of the main transportation systems, the boat and the Skyliner.
And this is probably 8:30, close to 9 o'clock at night at this point. So, several of the parks were kind of shutting down. And so we did drive, as we outlined in the previous episode, we did drive. And so we came up with the idea, once we got back to Animal Kingdom, that they would bus to,
Magic Kingdom.
Magic
Because at that
Kingdom.
point, it was the only park that was still open.
and then try to get a bus to Art of Animation. Instead, I took an Uber back to our hotel to get the car so we can try to finish as much as we could in the car. But let's back up. Before we did that, we did make it to Animal Kingdom Lodge. And this was a great one to end on for me because I love Animal Kingdom Lodge. Tree was magnificent. Another gingerbread display, but this time it was what, Jonathan?
It was gingerbread animals, and there's a giraffe, a zebra. There were several other animals, but they were all really neat, just made out of gingerbread. And like you could tell that a lot of work was put into these, and it was very intentional with every stripe on the zebras and spots on the giraffes.
Yep.
It's crazy, like the amount of detail they put into even like a gingerbread display like that. Like, it's just crazy.
Well, let me tell you how you know you're in a good place. When we arrived at Animal Kingdom Lodge, in the lobby, they're handing out full towels
Full towels.
because they know everybody's just miserable and wet. And so there couldn't have been a more welcome sight for us as we walked in because we were wet from head to toe. So we just took a moment to just kind of regroup in the Animal Kingdom Lodge. Again, I called the Uber and went to get the car while they went to Magic Kingdom and eventually over to Art of Animation, which is where I picked them up. And we ended up giving that a ranking pretty good. Jonathan liked this tree a lot.
I did. It was the first hotel I stayed at last time we went, so it meant a lot more to me. And it was really neat, especially like with the art strip around going like there was a crush, maybe I think a Guido or two. And it was just really neat, and like the color paste around it. And it was just a all-around neat tree with like the wreaths and all. It was really cool.
It was so creative.
It
Like,
was.
who thinks of these things? Like, I'm so jealous of their creativity.
Yep, absolutely. So at this point, I have the car. I picked them up at Art of Animation, and we have officially drawn the line in the sand. We are done because at this point it's probably close to 11. And we had a reservation, thankfully, that we booked back to the beach club for beaches and cream, and decided that that was going to be the way we were going to end the night. So we went back to the beaches and cream, saw the carousel again, the gingerbread carousel, went inside, ate the kitchen sink, which if you don't know what that is, please look it up. It's epic.
It's been a bucket list item of mine since we really became big Disney people.
Yep.
And we made it.
Me, Johnathan, and Chrissie, and I think we maybe ate a tenth of it. It was massive.
Oh, it was glorious, though.
It was a lot of fun, though.
Every bit of it was
We'll
glorious.
post that video, too, when they bring it
And we
out.
got to sit around and reminisce about the bike
crash,
/ scooter incident
Yep.
and got stared at a lot. But it's
We
fine.
did.
It's fine.
So all in all, I think we wound up, Chris, with 16 of the 25 resorts that we were able to check out and give our keys to the Big Mouse house. Even though we didn't finish, if the boats hadn't stopped and the Skyliner hadn't stopped, I'm fully confident we would have been able to accomplish
100%.
seeing all 25. But that being said,
And now we have a reason to go back and
That's
try
right.
again.
that being said, I wouldn't change a single thing. It was great. It was wonderful. It accomplished everything I wanted to. Again, I think we saw the resorts that I wanted to see the most. Did we see them all? No, we didn't. But I've seen the value resorts at Christmas time. I've seen Coronado Springs at Christmas time, and while they're good, they don't compare to a lot of the bigger resorts, the deluxe resorts, and we were able to accomplish all those despite the challenges that we had from the weather. So all that being said, it was a wonderful time, and I'm glad that we were able to accomplish it.
Yes, agreed. Johnathan, thank you for hanging with us old people. Mm-hmm. I worried about you at some point, not because of anything you were doing, but just I didn't know if you were enjoying yourself or not, because I know that this is something those old retired people like to do, is go around and resort crawl. But
Well, we're not old, nor are we retired. So
I know.
Well, it was neat for me, especially since I'm going back in a couple years. It was neat to see all the different hotels and maybe get an idea of which hotel that would be better to stay at.
Very true. Very true.
Now, if you'll excuse me.
So that being said, let's go around. Let's just kind of hit the highlight, what we thought was the best and maybe the worst. And I'll let Johnathan go first. What was your favorite resort that you got to see?
So my favorite, probably the Grand Floridian, just because it's such a neat thing to get off the monorail and get out there and then just walk out onto the area and just look down and see how tall the tree is looking up at it.
Yeah.
And with the 12 Days of Christmas theme, it was just a really neat kind of experience to see. And it was just all around a great place to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chris, what was your favorite?
I'm going to have to say I have a tie. And I know I'm going to take one of yours, but mine is going to be a tie between the Wilderness Lodge and Animal Kingdom, because really they're very similar. But just kind of like Jonathan said with Grand Floridian, you walk in, it almost takes your breath away because it's so massive and it's so beautiful. I would say maybe Animal Kingdom Lodge would be a step above just because of the gingerbread display with all the animals and such. But
And the free towels.
and the free towels. And we brought one home.
Sorry,
We've
we didn't
stolen
need to.
from
Yeah,
Disney.
we
We'll
didn't
have
need
to
to.
bring it back.
You don't know the power of the dark side.
Just to be different here, yeah, because without a doubt, it's wilderness or animal for me. But just to be different, I'll say the one that surprised me the most definitely would be the Yacht Club because of the train layout. I wasn't expecting that. And I knew it would be good, but I was not expecting to see that. And so that was the one that I'll say was my favorite just because it surprised me. All right, let's move on to the, maybe not the worst one you saw, but the one you were the most disappointed in. And for me, I'm probably going to have to say, even though they have the gingerbread house, I'm going to say probably the boardwalk. Because it's another one of the deluxe resorts, I really thought that they would have stepped their game up a little bit more. And I'm so partial to that area. Maybe my expectations were a little bit higher than the reality of what I actually got to see. So what about you, Chris?
So I'm going to have to say, hands down, without even having to think about it, is Old Key West. I'm telling you, I was shook when I walked in there and saw their sad definition of a Christmas tree. And I know it's like Old Key West, which is like, isn't that tropical or something? But they celebrate Christmas over there. Like, they could do such a better job with theming, even if it's just the lobby, around how, citizens of Old Key West, how they celebrate Christmas. And especially being a DVC, like, you would think that would be a step up just because those are their, like, committed people that are there all the time and things of that nature. So shame, Old Key West.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Old Key West as well. Tree was very pitiful, but also because if you look at the Beach Club tree and the Old Key West tree, they had the same kind of details on them. Just the Old Key West tree was so much taller and skinnier, and it wasn't as good looking as the Beach Club was. And the Beach Club had the gingerbread house with it, so it was just it could be so much better.
Yeah.
And
When you have to walk in the lobby and search for the Christmas tree, you know you got problems.
yep.
If I said it, I'm gonna say it again. Shame, Old Key West.
Yep. Well, again, this was a bucket list thing for Chris and I, something we've talked about doing for a long, long time, and to have Johnathan come along to be a part of that was just kind of a bonus. I look forward to the day that you grow up and have a family and get to decide where you want to go stay.
And invite us, okay?
That's
I
right.
will, yeah.
We're a good time. But overall, it was a great time and didn't cost anything other than just our food and stuff like that. We got to get some cool treats and get some unique pins, which I'm not a huge pin collector, but I do like the specialty stuff. And Jonathan's a big pin collector. He got to see a lot of pin boards along the way. We love the Disney resorts, and this kind of helps solidify how I feel about some of those, or maybe surprise me on some of them. But overall, again, just a great time, and another aspect of Disney World that you get to have and experience, a thing that makes it so special and so wonderful, especially during the holidays. What are your final thoughts,
What are your
Jonathan?
final thoughts, Jonathan?
Overall, it was just a really great experience just to go around and see the different Christmas trees and gingerbread houses, especially since I didn't go around Christmas time last time. So it was really neat to go see each hotel themed around their thing around Christmas. And so it was just really neat to see all the different themes at the hotels. Very well done.
I love all the creativity. I'm very jealous because I don't have that creativity bone in my body, but I love being able to enjoy other people's creativity.
Are you in need of any assistance today, sir?
At the end of the day, it wasn't about rankings. It wasn't about giving out keys. It's about slowing down, which I think we were able to do. It's about walking into these lobbies filled with music, lights, and trees, and people just, being happy. Most people at Disney World are happy. Disney at Christmas, it reminds us that the fun, it isn't always in the rides. Sometimes it's in those quiet moments, the decorations, in the rain, the smells, the memories that we make just being together. So if you're listening to this or planning a trip or dreaming of one, or just need a little holiday comfort, we hope this episode felt like coming home for you and gave you a little insight to the fun of Disney in Christmas time. So from our house to yours, we thank you for being here. Don't forget to make sure that you email us. Tell us what your favorite resort is at Christmas time, or just your favorite resort in general. We'll be back soon with other details and more episodes as we move into 2026. So thanks for being here. We'll see you next time. Remember, there's always room for one more in
the Big Mouse House. We will never be a fan of rain, though. Don't ever say you're okay. We'll live through it. We don't like it, especially the bike. Bike doesn't like the rain.
No swerving in the rain.
No swerving in the rain. You didn't have your rain ties on.